It is that time again for Sidekicks. A little bit different today. Mike Hamuda of Pace Setter joining us. Thank you for being here. Chris Black, and we'll be here in a moment. Francis Stevens, we don't know where he is. We'll find him maybe by next week. All right, Mike, let's talk a little bit about this. Huge game, maybe the biggest game of the year coming up next week. Anthony Wayne, Perrysburg for the Northern Lakes League title ultimately. You are very familiar with a few girls from both of those teams. Your thoughts on some of your, shall we say, prodigies?
Yeah, so in the past, before I came to Pace Setter, I coached a lot of older girls, 16, 17, 18. So a lot of the girls on these high school teams now I do have ties with. In particular, girls that actually made the move over to Pace Setter. Addie Graham, this week had a very good game, scored 4 goals, was really on fire. She killed it. Can use both feet, got in the box, finished on, every time she got the ball, it just looked like she was going to score 6 or 7, and it was just a great game all round. And then on the other side of that, Emily Reese, a girl that I've coached a couple of times before, coming up with the header to win the game 1-0. And funnily enough, I've never seen her score a header before, but she made tidy work of it. It was a great header, great game, great goal to win the game.
Perrysburg, Addie Graham, they beat Southview. Anthony Wayne beats Northview. That was a huge game. What is it for you, a guy who coached these girls before they kind of hit this point, to see their development? What does that mean to you to kind of see that now as they're doing so well?
It's great. It's one of those things where as they get older and older, you see them develop more and more. Not only does their technical ability increase, but the speed of play increases, and they sort of start to emulate the people that they watch on TV all the time. And the biggest thing for us, especially at Pace Setter, one of the biggest things is being able to send kids on to college on scholarships, and these girls are heading the right way for that.
When you get a kid, do you see how early, how young do you see, hey, this is a kid that has a real shot to make it at that next level?
Yeah. So one of the things we look for athleticism to begin with, but then obviously the work ethic is second to none on a lot of kids. And those kids that do go on to be successful, you can see it from an early age. They always want to be around the ball. They always try to, they try to do the skills that they see the stars do on TV. And they're just always wanting more, and those kids tend to be the ones that go on to be successful.
Right, and we see them all the time on BCSN. All right, as we ask you every week when you're here, 2 weeks in a row, by the way, that means you're doing fantastic. Thanks for being here. What is coming up for Pace Setter here in the near future?
So same things as last week. We're starting our winter academies again. The 6 to 9-year-old academy starts in early November. And we have our Toledo Villa Academy, which is in conjunction with Toledo Villa Soccer Club, and that's out at the Rossford Dome. You can get all the information on our website, pacesettersoccer.com. The links are opening up in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome. Mike Hamuda, Director of Girls Youth for Pace Setter. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And now, through the magic of television, we welcome in Chris Black, who is out on location. When we're talking girls soccer, we're going to talk to the head coach of the St. Ursula Arrows. Chris, your thoughts on the NLL showdown coming up on Wednesday with Perrysburg and Anthony Wayne?
It's going to be an exciting game for NLL. Anthony Wayne off to a fantastic start. Perrysburg off to a fantastic start. It's the game of the week as far as the NLL goes. So it's going to be a huge game. So the question is going to come down, can Anthony Wayne's kind of team style that they've really bought into, young team, kind of deal with early pressure from Perrysburg, still find the goal scoring of Addie Graham with a phenomenal game against Southview early in the week with 4 goals, and Christina DeMarco attacking their back line over and over again. And I really think you've got to imagine it goes to Perrysburg because of history, but you know what, Anthony Wayne sitting at a phenomenal year this year. Maybe it's their year to unseat them and really make a mess of the NLL race this year, which I think will actually be pretty exciting for everybody.
Chris, before you go, I want to ask you about Northview Anthony Wayne boys, which was effectively for the NLL title last week.
Northview, not ready for what Anthony Wayne threw at them. Obviously, they were not expecting to have an Anthony Wayne team that ready to play. 4-2 was nowhere in the game plan for Mark Delverne and Francis Stevens. That was not anything we ever talked about with Francis, off air or on air. It was a punch in the mouth. Zach Mocha continues on his scoring tear. Made 4 goals against Sylvania Northview. I'm sorry, 3 goals against Sylvania Northview. Your 2 goals is impressive. To get that 3rd one, even more so. We saw Mocha in action against Sylvania Southview. He likes scoring on Sylvania teams, apparently. So he had an all-out effort. But the important thing is, how did they rebound? you know, and they rebounded extremely well because they came, this Northview team came out and took a St. John's team 2-0 for a long period of time and ended up with that 2-1 win earlier in the week on Thursday. So an impressive display by Anthony Wayne, but more importantly, impressive rebound by Northview, which consequently is important on the girls' side to see how Perrysburg rebounds off of their tough game against St. Ursula. They'll be 2 days before they play Anthony Wayne. So that's my little shout out for that game. But you know, exciting times for Northview. Wide open on the guys' side, wide open on the girls' side. It'll be exciting to see what happens after Wednesday for the girls and Anthony Wayne in Perrysburg.
And that is Chris Black, and this has been another rousing edition of Sidekicks.